This is our time. The main news at this hour. I'm Andrei Sinitsyn. Hello? Last night, Russia attacked Ukraine from different directions with 201 strike drones. 120 of them are SADs. Air defense forces managed to neutralize 167 targets, with confirmed hits at 15 locations. In particular, Russian drones continue to attack Kharkiv and the region. The occupying forces launched at the region. 4 missiles, 20 drones of various types, and cabs. 3 people were killed, 11 wounded. This was reported by the head of the Regional Military Administration, Oleg Senegubov. Energy facilities, apartment buildings, and private houses were damaged. One of the UAVs hit a private house right in Kharkiv itself. A fire broke out there. As a result, a 20-year-old woman was killed. More details. We will tell you more about this in our next report.
Around 1 o'clock in the morning on January 18th, an explosion was heard in Kharkiv. A Russian army attack UAV struck the roof of a private house in the Kalinogirsky district of the city. Firefighters who arrived at the scene began an emergency operation. There were people trapped under the rubble.
Unfortunately, we have a fatality. In addition, another person was injured and is currently in the hospital. It's a young woman. A private residential house was also damaged. Right now, our utility services and state emergency service employees are carrying out rescue operations.
The victim was a 20-year-old woman. 3 more people were injured. They received medical assistance. Dog handlers searched for anyone who might still be under the rubble. It has already been established that the strike on Kharkiv was carried out by a strike drone, a Jereng 2 UAA. Utility services and rescuers are still working at the site of the attack. Prosecutors and investigators have collected evidence and documented yet another crime by the Russian army. Natalia Belakudra from Kharkiv for Freedom TV channel. And
in the Kherson region, 2 people were killed and 1 was injured due to shelling by the Russian army. This was reported by the head of the Regional Military Administration, Alexander Prokudin. Russian troops struck social infrastructure and residential neighborhoods. 4 private houses and an administrative building were damaged. 5 people were injured, including a 7-year-old child. These are the consequences of the Russian occupiers' attack on the Sumy region. In total, over the past day, the Russian Federation's army shelled the region more than 100 times. The enemy used artillery, mortars, FPV drones, UAVs, and guided aerial bombs. Apartment buildings, private homes, outbuildings, civilian infrastructure facilities, garages, and cars belonging to local residents were damaged. Last night, the Russian army once again attacked the south of Odesa region. This was reported by the head of the Regional Military Administration, Oleg Kiper. A fire broke out at an energy infrastructure facility, damaging a production building and company property. There were no fatalities or injuries. A fire also broke out at one of the enterprises in Khmelnytsky region as a result of the Russian attack. This was reported by the head of the Regional Military Administration, Sergei Turin. No information about fatalities or injuries has been received. In total, over the past week, the Russian army launched more than 1,300 attack drones, about 1,050 aerial bombs, and 29 missiles at Ukraine. This was reported on Telegram by the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. He emphasized that Ukraine still needs more assistance and more pressure on the aggressor.
If Russia is deliberately dragging out the diplomatic process, then the world's response must be resolute. More help for Ukraine and more pressure on the aggressor. Thank you to all the partners who are with us now, who are ready to help defend lives and strengthen Ukraine, and who are working together to restore security. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
Russia is planning to attack Ukraine's nuclear power plants. This was reported by the Main Intelligence Directorate. According to the Main Intelligence Directorate, the Russian Federation has already conducted reconnaissance of 10 such facilities in 9 regions of Ukraine. The intelligence service emphasizes that the Kremlin's plan is to destroy power generation at nuclear plants. This once again demonstrates the genocidal nature of Russia's war against Ukraine. In turn, Foreign Minister Andrei Sybiga reported that Kiev has shared this information with international partners. This includes the International Atomic Energy Agency, and he warned about the potentially catastrophic consequences of such Russian strikes.
Moscow knows no bounds in its genocidal goal to deprive Ukrainians of electricity in the midst of the winter cold. It is time for the whole world, including the IAEA and the leading world powers that value nuclear safety, to speak out and clearly warn Moscow, forcing it to abandon such reckless plans. Andriy Sabiga, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, on the social network X. In
Moldova, a drone about 2.5 meters in size crashed. A local hunter discovered it, and law enforcement and bomb disposal experts immediately arrived at the scene. It turned out to be a Gerbera. It was not equipped with a warhead. This was reported by the Moldovan police. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasized that Chisinau condemns such violations and condemns Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, which threatens security. I would also like to remind Moldovans that recently Russian UAVs have flown into Moldovan skies at least 2 times, and on November 25th, 6 at once. Drones.
The Republic of Moldova condemns such violations and condemns the Russian Federation's aggressive war against Ukraine, which threatens the security of our citizens. In the face of these risks, the Republic of Moldova will continue to invest in peace and security to ensure the protection of the country and the safety of its citizens. From the statement of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Moldova.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian partisans dealt a critical blow to Russia's military logistics. A key substation in the Bryansk region was damaged, according to the partisan movement ATESH. They successfully carried out sabotage in the industrial zone of the Volodarsky district of the Bryansk region. The local substation is a vital link for the Russian war machine. It supplies power to the Polpinskaya station, through which trains carrying ammunition and equipment are sent to the front, as well as the Bryansk repair facility and other military sites of the aggressor. Cats evacuated from Druzhkivka in the Donetsk region now live in Odesa. A cafe has opened in the city where you can not only have tea or coffee, but also visit the rescued cats. For animals from a frontline settlement, there are strict rules for visitors here regarding the idea of creating a cat cafe. How does it work?
We will be providing much more comprehensive information and a deeper dive regarding all of these specific points later on in the subsequent sections of our presentation today. According to the report, he loves to chat and communicate, and he generally gets along quite well with people. But sometimes he finds himself getting into small scuffles or fights with the other cats. But that's just their natural way of sorting things out and establishing boundaries. From Druzhkivka, together with Serhiy, the black cat Chucha, and the cat Lev, also came to Odesa.
A young woman who was displaced left a box with a kitten under the entrance. She said we're leaving and can't take her with us. And volunteer Olga saw that there were dogs running around there. So that's how she took Chucha in. She saved her. She was just a tiny kitten, only 2 months old.
Krizinochka is a local cat who showed up at the cafe on the day it opened. And Roxy the cat is basically a co-founder of the place. Now she lives at Elena's house.
We found her as a tiny kitten in the center of Odesa. She ran up to us herself, as if saying, "Take me with you." She's very friendly, purrs a lot, and loves to give kisses. Before we met Roxy, we were actually looking for a place. I said, maybe our meeting is a sign. We have to take her in, and then we'll find a place. And the very next day, we found this place.
There are strict rules for visitors at the cat cafe. Before you go inside, you have to put on shoe covers and sanitize your hands. Right at the entrance, there's a complete list of rules for interacting with the cats. The idea to create a cat cafe came to Elena while she was on a train. There, a girl was talking to her fellow passenger, who told her about a similar place in Vinnytsia. That's when Elena decided to open such a place in Odesa as well, especially since she had dreamed of creating an animal shelter since childhood.
And my dad always wanted to create a shelter too. He loves animals as well. So it turned out to be a cat cafe. And then these cats showed up. Maybe that's just how it was meant to be. These cats came from Druzhkivka. We'll try to save as many cats as possible. But we can't take too many into the cafe. We'll look for families for them.
The cafe's co-founder, Alexander, says that all the pets have undergone medical checkups, are vaccinated, and are healthy. He helped Elena set up the place. To do this, they submitted their idea to get a grant.
By education, I'm a veterinary doctor. I'm a veterinarian by training, but I'm not practicing right now. I worked as a dog handler for a long time, so this field is close to me. We did almost everything here ourselves. There used to be a bank branch here. Wires were sticking out everywhere. We did all the painting and wallpapering ourselves. It took us almost half a year. Bye.
Soon, another friendly cat will join the 4 cats at the Cozy Cafe. Volunteers will bring her from Druzhkivka, Ksenia Osetinskaya, Zurab. Subtitles A. Semkin. Proofread A. Yegorova.